Hello and welcome back to my channel Lady T. Today we are doing another speed build and it is yet another tiny build. Tiny home. I absolutely love doing this, so that's why there is another one. Of course with all the perks that I love. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to create this time, but I started to make a square and apparently I had the basement tool equipped, so that's why we're making a basement house. And after I finished this building, I looked up and I was like, yeah, now I have this gigantic space that still needs to be filled with something. So the story is there is a park on top of the house and this is a bunker. And that's why there is a huge forest on top. Not because I had nothing else planned and because my mind just wasn't working. No, that is the idea. I tried not to use CC in this build and I didn't. I thought, especially the furniture, there is no CC except for the wallpaper and the door. So if I ever put this on the gallery, then you will have to change that yourself. But those are the only two things that I use CC for. And the most annoying thing happened was I have a lot of CC and most of it is decoration items. Clutter. I really like using clutter to make it feel the house a little bit more lived in and just to make it feel a little more personal for the sim that is living there. And of course, as we all know, even after all these years, there is still just almost no clutter at all in the Sims 4 games. I absolutely hate it, but hey ho, that's what we got. And I tried to use as little CC as I could, so I managed that, but I got very frustrated. Especially here, I had to use the bed, and I just wanted to look what it would look like with this bed. Of course, it's CC. I will take it out. But why are there no bunk beds or stuff like that in tiny living? I was looking at some pictures for inspiration for tiny homes today again. And there are just so many items that they could have added to the pack. And I hope that they're not going to screw us over like they did with my first pet stuff. Like the stuff that should have been in that game. That should have come with the expansion pack instead of its own stupid decoration pack. But that's what we got. I will not complain about The Sims 4 too much today, because ever since I started doing these builds on YouTube, I started playing the game a lot more. And I'm actually enjoying myself now, especially with the university expansion. I just feel like finally life is just slowing down a bit. What I mean with that is when I was playing The Sims 3, I just felt like I had all the time in the world with my family and that they could just age up together nice and slow. And in The Sims 4 I just feel like everything is rushed. Like they don't get that much done in a day and that they die before I can even blink. You know? And then you can change the lifespan of The Sims, but the normal one is ridiculously short for the stuff that I want to do, especially if you want to go to college. You already spend 3 weeks in there if you take 4 classes a week. And you can only do it as a young adult, and I hate it. And then you have the long lifespan, and that's ridiculously long, especially for toddlers. Like, they're toddlers for 20 days or something. Like, I don't want that. And of course you can age them up sooner, but just give me sliders. And I just realized that I said I would stop complaining about Sims 4, but those are just things that still irk me to this day. Okay, but the build. I hadn't created a sim before I started building this, but I did end up moving a sim in to take the screenshots. And here we are going to build a little park upstairs. Like I said, this was an afterthought. And for the first time in my life, I used the hill making stuff the ground manipulation in The Sims 4. I usually don't do that because it wasn't there at the beginning when the game was first introduced, so I forgot about it. But now we're using it to make it a little more, give it a little extra oomph. And this was so annoying too. I have been playing the Planet Zoo for quite a bit, and the building in there is just very easy. You can manipulate so much and you can almost do whatever you want to do. And then you move into The Sims 4 and there are so many restrictions that it's just a little annoying. But the roof wouldn't work, and there are probably cheats for that, but I just decided to make a little plant roof. I also don't have a front door here, because then that would mean getting more spaces, and I like the home that I did. So yeah, and then I just covered it up with trees to make it look like it wasn't as ugly as it is. But yeah, we decided to make a little park out of it, so that's why there are benches and lampposts outside. And the sim that I moved in eventually is living in a little bunker of his own, and my cat is going crazy. That's what you're hearing in the background. So yeah, I could go nuts with the plants and stuff, and I absolutely love doing that. Just make it feel lived in and make it feel like nature kind of took over here. We are nearing the end of the build. We are almost getting to the screenshots. So I want to thank you so much for watching, and next time we're going to do another tiny build, but then for student living, so that you can have roommates. So I will see you in that video next week. Goodbye!